Procrastination Radio.
Yeah.
Started rapping in middle school. I was actually battle rapping. Whatever. What is
Oh,
that? That's
word?
what it's called, battle
That's
rapping.
crazy.
Well, not exactly like battle rapping people like one on one, but I would like
Yeah,
drop diss tracks and shit, and I was dropping diss
that's
tracks on
crazy.
like people, and then we'd fight some very ratchet shit, dude, some ghetto ass shit. But okay, sick.
All right, I'm gonna just do the intro and then we'll be ready. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Procrastination Radio. It is your host, Ian Complex. Today, we have a very special guest. We are here with WinRaRR. That's the most fire name. That's the craziest name. And I don't know if people who aren't on that like PC grind will understand that
Yeah,
because it's like very. Why did you choose like that name?
man, I don't know. It's just cause like, bro, like it's such a like. First of all, it's a monopoly. Cause
Yeah.
who else? Like, you're not using another fucking
Right.
software. You get me? So
Right.
you're using WinRAR. So it's kind of like
Right.
and like also. So it's I just like that idea of that, and I don't know. It's just cool. Like,
Yeah.
and also nobody pays for the full thing, so
Nope.
it's just like the perfect software.
You just click that X every time. Like, yeah, I'm
Exactly.
good. I wonder how they're making money because I feel like everybody has found that like finesse on there, and
Exactly.
they just like,
Honestly, I think it's just charity at this point. That
yeah,
that
they've
site.
got me through a lot though. When I used to be like downloading all them games and stuff,
Oh yeah,
like WinRAR and uTorrent really were helping me through a
that's
lot.
mandatory.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Nah, yeah, I was excited to talk to you like for a minute because I think Malcolm like reposted like when I started like messing with Malcolm's show.
yeah,
I think he reposted something of yours, and I was like, wait, there's like more podcast people out here. Like I didn't know this was happening.
yeah. I think you're
Um,
the only person besides me that I know is running a podcast. Like,
yeah,
I feel like it's a very unique route, man. Like,
right,
because
right,
everybody's trying to rap or
yeah,
whatever, which no, like power to him. But you
right,
get me?
right,
Like, we're really in our own kind of lane. I feel
yeah.
like.
Which is different. Yeah, it's like weird. That's why I said I want to talk shop because I don't find a lot of people who like one listen to
Yeah,
podcasts. That's like a really neat. You listen to a lot
yeah.
of podcasts, or you just like make podcasts.
Bro, it's crazy because I actually don't, and it
That's funny.
sucks.
That's funny.
Yeah, it sucks, man. I watch Theo Vaughn. I don't know if you know who he
Yeah, yeah.
is.
Theo
Yo,
Von's cool. Yeah,
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 I watch his shit. But the thing is that the thing with me, the reason why I started a podcast, like
mm.
I know that you didn't ask me that, but I
No,
feel
I
like
was
maybe
going
I'm
to.
going.
I no, yeah, you're
Okay,
good. You're good. It
but
was on
it's
the list.
just because I feel like the attention span that we have now is like, dude, like I got an amp
Right.
like running on a treadmill as a brain.
Yeah.
Like realistically, like that's what it is. What's up there?
Yeah.
And nobody like an hour. I feel like it's a little lengthy sometimes for some people. So like
Yeah.
30 minutes, 20. Fuck it. Sometimes I feel like I'm not doing justice by calling it a podcast because it really isn't. I feel like what I'm doing is not a
Yeah.
podcast.
That's what I was gonna ask you
But
because it
yeah,
feels like very like the podcast feels very podcasty, but your whole channel is set up in a very
yeah.
like documentarian style. And I
There
was
you
wondering
go.
like what was that about? Like what about you like coming up where you like I want to just like record all this stuff and put it together?
Well, so okay, I'm glad you asked because I was actually never gonna say this, but a
Oh,
lot of the shit is therapy. Like that's literally what it is. Like
mm,
all the episodes I do is therapy for me. Like all the questions that you hear, like Pariah
yeah,
asked him about being himself.
right,
That's just like some shit I struggle with.
yeah,
The dominatrix told her went on about my stripper addiction, I guess,
yeah,
or whatever I was going through.
yeah.
So it's just a lot of it's literally therapy. That's where it stems from. So yeah,
That yeah,
that's all it is.
I noticed that, especially with the, like you said, with the Pariah and then the Malcolm with the love thing.
Yeah,
Like you were like coming from a place where you're like, dude, like let me know what is happening. Like help me out.
exactly.
And I was like, it's so refreshing because I feel like a lot of people like get into that routine, like interviewers, podcasters, like whatever, where they're just like, okay, so where are you from? What do you do?
Exactly.
Da da da, and like they don't really care, but you're like literally invested because you're trying to figure these things out,
Yeah, exactly.
which is crazy.
Um, So now though, like I'm in this position where I'm like, I guess I'm happy with my life. I'm content.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to exact like I get, but I'm adjusting to being happy. So who
Right.
the fuck knows what I'm
Right.
gonna ask people now? But yeah,
That's interesting.
basically, yeah,
That's really interesting.
yeah,
Wow, that's crazy. So now you're like,
yeah,
I don't know what's about to go on with this.
yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I'm doing one tomorrow,
Yeah.
so I don't know. Now I guess I'll just branch out. I just have
Right.
to. You have to adapt. That's
Right.
literally all it is. You have to keep adapting, bro,
Right.
because you don't want to get left behind. So
Exactly. Exactly. Got to stay
yeah,
stay moving. Did you
yeah.
ever like want to put like go on like TikTok and post clips and stuff like, or
I
is it?
I do that actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the
Ah,
best way to market, bro. You should do that. You should.
I
You
need
have
to
to start
start.
doing that,
Yeah,
man. It's a pain
I'm.
in the ass. I'll tell you that, but it's worth it.
Yeah, I'm
It'll get you
starting.
like 10, 15 plus views you
Yeah,
didn't think were there,
yeah.
but yeah, it's cool.
That's the. Do you ever feel weird about like how intimate your podcast is, and then you're like, okay, put it on TikTok, and then like y'all just see me talking shit.
Yeah, literally every time it's so weird because it's like a lot of it doesn't have much context. So
Yeah.
you're just
Right.
hearing me spew about like
Right.
30 seconds and that's it. And that's the
Yeah.
only image you get in your head about me.
Right.
Oh wow, this guy, he goes to the strip club a lot.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
That's it. Which I don't do anymore. Whoever's watching, I'm not. Yeah, I kind of had to stop that. But yeah,
Uh,
basically.
yeah. So like, I see you're a very like curious person because you want to.
Yeah,
This is the part where like I don't know I didn't feel like I had to do too much preparation for this.
yeah,
I got like the information I need to know about you, and it's different when you have a guest who's like I have to pull stuff out of them to like
yeah,
talk, but you're like you literally one have a podcast, two you're
yeah,
giving so much of yourself there, and I was like I just trust it's gonna happen.
yeah.
So has it been hard with you and your curiosity to be able to like does it stop for you? Like is there a point where you're gonna be like this is enough of me trying to figure this thing out or like
That's a good question, man. Yo, you're really good. You're a good interviewer, man, or podcaster. I sometimes I feel bad, like I don't know what to call
uh
myself, but
yeah,
you too. You're just good at what you do, honestly.
thank you.
But honestly, man, like fuck, I just feel like even when I like last week I took a break, right? Because I feel like I've been so consistent, and
Yeah,
right now, even right now, you caught me at a crazy time. I just left work.
yeah,
I'm probably not gonna sit down tonight. Like
yeah,
I just work. Like I work like a horse, dude. Like,
yeah,
which is a thing you have to fucking push, dude.
right.
And so I just got out of work. I'm doing this. Met an old friend at work. I'm after
Mm,
this. I got a shower. I'm gonna meet him for dinner. Wake up tomorrow to do the fucking thing. Then I'm filming at Ken Carson concert, and I'm just losing my mind. But pretty much, you just have to keep you have to keep experimenting. Like that's what I
yeah,
have figured out. Like things that you don't even want to do. Like I did a producer, which hindsight, look, what do me and him have in common? Not
right.
much, right? And it wouldn't, and it didn't really align with what I told you, the therapy thing.
Yeah,
But some people, I guess, found it interesting,
yeah,
and but going to that again, also you can't make your content about for the other people. It's
right.
just
It's
exactly, man. It's just my head is spinning when I think about it. But
yeah. It's
you
so
know,
weird because like when I started it, I didn't
yeah,
want it to be too personal because I didn't want because at that point I was like I'm dead set on becoming a writer, musician, producer. I
yeah,
don't want in like 15 years everybody's like looking back and I'm like dang bro like they hear like I'm talking about like I'm not confident or like this or
yeah,
that or whatever. And then like you said mixing in different stuff has
hmm,
become very interesting and the conversation I have like do come out of a place of me being genuinely curious about what is happening because
yeah,
like you said if you get a guest on and you like don't know what's going on with them it's like that's a bad interview and
yeah.
that's another thing I a lot of your videos you say like you mentioned like oh I had this episode I recorded but that is like trash like what makes a video trash for you or like good.
Wait, I've said that the episode was trash.
No you said like I think
Oh.
with 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 Malcolm, you were talking about y'all did a couple interviews that didn't come out, and you're like they're not ever coming out or something.
Oh yeah, cause okay, I actually started the way that I kind of like I guess like fell in love with
Yeah.
whatever the fuck I'm doing is, so I want to do a graduation video, right? Like I
Uh,
just graduated, I grabbed like 7 people, right?
yeah.
Grabbed some of my friends, two randoms that I didn't really know throughout high school, but I
Mm,
felt it'd be a good juxtaposition, which is what I do a lot. You know, with
mm,
juxtaposes,
mm,
you get,
yeah.
yeah. So I would. That's what I wanted to do at the beginning. I thought it was super interesting because you'd get like people that didn't know where the fuck they were headed in life, and
Right.
they were giving me answers like, "Oh, I don't know what I'm doing," and then you get other people who are on like the set goal, like,
Right.
"Okay, I am going to be da 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 da." So that's what I really wanted to show.
Mm,
Obviously, it was like my first project. It came out terrible because I was
yeah.
asking several questions, and that's the only interview I think
Mm,
interview that's like in the vault, and I have a
yeah.
couple videos that are also not out there.
Mm,
But going back to what you said about the personal thing, yo, I feel that because I have a video that's privated where I'm literally saying that I'm never gonna give you guys a taste of who I actually am,
yeah.
and I had to private that shit because it's just not true. I mean, now like you don't
Yeah.
even need to meet me; you just go on
Right.
YouTube and it
Yeah.
sucks, but you know,
I kind of like that part too, because
yeah,
it's like I don't know. I don't think I've ever met anybody who not in person anyway. Like I'm a very not because I want to right now. I can't really like go out as much as I want to.
yeah,
Um, so watching your videos felt like very therapeutic, which is funny because you mentioned that.
damn. I'm glad you
I'm gonna
feel that
stop
way, man.
saying that you mentioned something. Like I keep saying mention.
Yeah,
I get self conscious in videos too. Like if I keep
yeah.
repeating something and then I'm just like I get aware of it, then it's like a whole rabbit hole to try to get out of. But yeah, you're just like out and you're just recording it, and you're like, this
Yeah,
is what it is. And
yeah,
does that ever like why is that so like natural for you? Did you always do that?
it isn't, man. Like I'm also self conscious, bro. I go
That's funny.
there's like the very early shit, maybe from Pariah before, dude. I
Yeah,
used to watch my own videos at night, like
yeah,
maybe 12 views came just
yeah,
straight from me rewatching. Like what do I have to do, what do I have to do to get better,
yeah,
what question should I ask, like whatever, just going nuts. But yeah, dude, it's just a battle. And honestly, what has helped though, just like releasing
mhm,
it and that's it. And I don't watch it anymore because if I
yeah,
do, I'm just gonna go crazy. Like
yeah.
realistically.
Over editing, re-editing stuff. God, I shouldn't have said that.
Yo, I actually want to ask you something though.
Yeah, yeah,
You work, right? I mean, you told me you
yeah,
work.
yeah, yeah.
So, do the people at your job know about your channel?
It's weird. It recently started happening because I feel like for the first I feel like I just started. Like I feel like this is the first year I've done it at a good
Hmm.
level,
Yeah.
but it's been back and forth for like 2 or 3 years. Because I remember
Okay.
right when I got to my job, I started doing it. It was right
Okay.
after a breakup, and I was like, "This is it."
That's
For that
always where it
whole
stems from,
time,
man.
right? Yeah, that whole time I was like, I just do art. I do graphic design. Da da da. But
Okay.
then this year they're like, "So what do you do?" I'm like, I got a podcast, bro. Like it's it's like it's cool." Um, and yeah, so they're aware of it. Most of them,
Yeah.
I think some of them listen to it. Some of them just like ask just to make conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah,
Yeah. I'm scared because I just recently started working at this place. And I
yeah.
mean, I guess I felt like I wanted to tell somebody because it just feels weird having a like living a double life,
Right,
kind
right.
of. So whatever, I mentioned it.
Yeah,
Luckily, it doesn't look like any of them have seen anything,
yeah.
and I'm glad they haven't because I feel like they would get too much
Right,
information about me
right,
without actually knowing about me.
right. Because yeah,
You
because
get
it's like
me?
you're jumping in and it's like, oh, this is a lot. This is a lot.
Yeah,
This is a lot.
exactly.
Yeah,
It's just what the fuck. But
yeah. But
yeah,
it's weird
man.
to gauge because then like you think of like you said TikTok. That's a
Hmm.
bunch of random people. Like
Yeah.
you might know, you might not, and then they're
Hmm.
just seeing all that stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Work is like I think I was really like ashamed of it for a while.
Yeah.
Not for I think because I just didn't think it was good enough.
Nah, I get that. I understand that. I
Yeah,
I used to feel that way too.
yeah,
But
But then
dude. Yeah.
like I got over myself because I know I'm my worst critic, and
Hmm.
like there was a point where I wouldn't let myself stop. So
Yeah.
then all the work was just degrading super hard. Um, and then it would be really inconsistent. Like, it would be an episode that's really good,
Yeah.
episode I just put out because I'm like, oh, it's the Sunday, I got to put it out for tomorrow. Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. Get my friend who doesn't talk really, and we're gonna try to make an hour long podcast. And then
Nah,
it's
you
like,
can't do that, man.
right, right.
Yeah.
So I'm phoning it in, and then I'm wondering why I'm not feeling confident about promoting it because it's
Yeah.
trash. And so it's like doing that over and over again. I really had to stop and like not make stuff for like 3 months, and
Yeah.
then come back and yeah, I don't know. It might just be because I also get bored of things really easily.
Hmm.
Maybe not bored, but
But I also want to ask you though, because
yeah.
I've noticed that a lot of the people that you interview
Mm,
or hop on a podcast with are a lot of artists, like
yeah,
creators.
yeah.
Doesn't it? I mean, doesn't it get tiring asking the same question? Like, have you or
I it's kind of getting hard now
yeah,
because it's like I'm speaking to so and so producer or so and so beat maker, so and
yeah,
so digital artist, and I think because the reason I'm asking them the questions is very pure that it's not getting old for me,
yeah?
but and everybody comes with a different personality, so everybody's gonna answer the question a little
True,
bit
true.
differently. Um, but like I'm genuinely interested in where they're coming from, so
Okay.
most of the times it doesn't bore me,
Hmm.
but there are some times where like I feel like okay, I have to let the audience know where this is happening, so it's like okay, this is a little whatever, or
Yeah.
it's like it's a really weird thing. So I try to make questions that are kind of they're like, "Oh, I haven't thought about that in a while," or "Oh, I
Hmm.
didn't know that you would ask about that," or I found a random tweet they liked and like, "Why are you liking these booty pics at night? Like, what's going on with you?" Like I'm watching, I'm doing my research.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I get nervous because I'm like, I want to do this for a long time, but am I gonna be excited about interviewing another
Yeah.
person in 2 years about the same stuff?
Yeah.
But does that happen
I'm
for you?
yeah, and I'm scared to do strictly artist, man. I'm very
Yeah.
scared because a lot of it, and I'm not saying that it's for every, I'm not saying that that's
Right,
the
right,
issue
right.
for everybody, but at least for me, you know, I've made music. I've made music before,
Mm,
so I get it. Like it comes, and a lot of artists have an ego. You
yeah,
get me? Like that's
yeah,
just what it is. Which I have a huge ego too. You get me?
right,
But it stays up here. I don't.
right.
I
Let it
don't.
out. Yeah,
It doesn't. I don't expose it to others. But
yeah,
and I just don't want to deal with that. You get me?
yeah,
Because and a lot of them are also. I'm scared that they'll give me the same answer. So
right,
that's why like I'll fucking
yeah,
interview a construction worker next week.
right.
You get me? And maybe he'll give me something that I
Exactly.
haven't because I'm a sponge, man. I'm only 20, so I want to keep
Yeah,
learning
yeah. I
type
think
shit.
that's so cool. Like, there's this. I think this show, this podcast I used to be into a lot. I think they stopped, but it's called like the ASMR interview or whatever, like
Yeah,
ASMR podcast. And it was just like this random dude on this public access television, and like I didn't know who any of the guests were, and they
yeah,
would be like sex workers, like skateboarders,
yeah,
freaking shoemakers, and I was like, all right, because I'm going in there like I don't know what they do, so I'm more
yeah,
interested in finding out like what's going on. That's why I love your show because it's like it's just normal people. You're just talking to people.
yeah.
You're having
Exactly.
conversations. Yeah, yeah. So that
But
yeah, that is a thing. I feel like as a younger person going
yeah,
into a market
hmm,
that is so saturated already, like the Zane Lowe's, all these the Nardwars, like they have like their stick and everybody loves them. And then it's like one, how long can I do this? Two, does anybody care to see my like insight into whatever this is?
yeah.
And that could like mess me really hard. Like
I mean, don't say it like that because a lot of these people have a personality, and
yeah,
I feel like you're just gradually like you'll find your gimmick.
yeah,
Everybody has their gimmick. I
yeah,
do the fucking clap. which is
Yeah.
nothing. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
nothing. It's the most
Yeah.
generic shit, and I bit that, and I just ran with it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, man, I don't know, maybe you like the keyboard in the back. You can
Right.
find
Right.
you do a little
Something.
piano
Yeah.
set at the beginning, and
Yeah.
it just that's the whole point. You have to grab the audience, like
Yeah.
because there's a lot of I don't want to say I'm an entertainer, but at the end of the day, that's what it is.
Right.
That's what we
Right.
are. We're
Right.
entertainers. And
Right.
as intimate as I get, there's people that will maybe laugh at the shit I'm saying,
Right.
and that's not the intent. But
Yeah. Yeah.
that's literally what it is, bro.
Yeah. It is kind of just making it then like, all right, universe, take wherever it
Yeah,
goes. It goes. Yeah. Yeah. That is a good way to think of it.
yeah,
Yeah. Get caught up in the
exactly,
when is this gonna hit? When is this gonna hit? It's like, all right, just do it.
exactly,
Make it the best you can make it, and then just
exactly. You just have to
let
be
it
proud of
breathe.
all the work you do.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're a fucking good editor, bro. Like
Exactly.
I'm not the best editor. I literally I don't want to expose how I edit, but it's very let's just say it's rudimentary. It's
Yeah.
very rudimentary. It's nothing out of this world.
Hey, it works though. It works.
Yeah, it works. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But,
mean, you've
and
been. I'm sorry.
oh no, go ahead.
I was saying you've been on YouTube for like a long time, like
Yeah,
8 years.
yeah.
So
People don't know that.
yeah, you've been thugging it out.
Yeah, bro. I was doing gaming videos, and then I went through a hiatus.
Yeah.
Started rapping in middle school. I was actually battle rapping. Whatever. What
Oh,
is that? That's
word.
what it's called, battle
That's
rapping.
crazy.
Well, not exactly like battle rapping people like one on one, but I would like
Yeah.
drop diss tracks and shit, and I was dropping diss
That's
tracks on
crazy.
like people, and then we'd fight some very ratchet shit, dude, some ghetto ass shit. But I found
Oh man.
out that hey, look, this isn't it.
Yeah.
Clearly, it's not it. So
That's funny.
and then I just gave up.
Yeah.
Didn't do shit for a while. Now and then at 19, I just realized I think I got like scary high, like,
Yeah.
and I just went to bed one night and I had just finished like making a video, and then like I got this random like it felt like my soul just left my body. I was like, oh shit, this is what I want to do. Like I just
That's
realized I'm
crazy.
like, wow, this is what I
That is
love
crazy.
doing. And yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
I felt
Would
like
you
I
ever
went on a
like?
rant there, but
No, you're good. You're good. That's literally the platform.
yeah,
Would you ever like want to move into like filming? Because you do have a sense of like capturing moments in a way
yeah,
that isn't just like, all right, I'm gonna just record. You're just kind of you're setting up shots and making sure you can see everything.
yeah. Um, Eventually the end goal
Yeah.
is I think I said it on the cat one, but like it
Mm,
changes all the time. But
mm,
the end goal I think is to maybe make a movie, like
mm.
hopefully make a movie, and then keep it at that same concept. Maybe
Yeah.
leave it like an hour movie or
Ooh.
just something short like
Yeah.
that, where that's it. That's all you get. But who the fuck knows? Maybe it'll
Yeah.
change. I want to do stand up comedy at some point too,
Yeah.
but I just have too
Dude,
many ideas, man.
I feel like there's no young stand-up comics in
That's
like
it
Florida. Like
exactly.
I don't,
Yeah,
dude. Like when I first started, I was like, I wanted because I was watching Theo. I was watching like Tiger
yeah,
Belly. I was watching like all these comedy podcasts. I was like, I want to start a comedy podcast. I don't know no
exactly.
comedians though. Like,
Yeah,
but that's a whole other life of
exactly. That's another thing, and you
yeah.
have to also like you have to take into account that these are things that you have to dominate. Like I
Right,
can't just jump into
right,
stand up
right,
comedy, even though I think I'm the funniest guy on the planet, but I'm
right,
obviously not.
right,
Once
right.
do the first shit, so
Yeah,
eventually, hopefully, I don't know. We'll see. I'm just gonna
yeah.
leave it at that because I don't
No,
know
yeah.
what I'll do.
That is
But
interesting as fuck. Yeah.
you have any creative outlets you're thinking of expanding
I mean,
towards? Or?
I started with film, and I feel like I always find myself back to it, and I feel
Mm,
like even if it's just writing something, I
yeah,
need to do something that is like for my little kid self because he was so wanting to be behind the scenes, and now I
yeah,
feel like I've pivoted to being like, all right, here we are. That I just want to do something like, all right, you're tucked in the back, like you little writing credit at the end of the movie, like, oh, all right,
yeah.
this is crazy.
I
Like,
like that.
but yeah, I'm just trying to at this point, I'm trying not to do what I'm doing for anybody else.
Yeah,
So
that's how it's supposed
it's
to be, man.
yeah, yeah, and it takes a long time to get there. It took me a long time to realize that that was what I was supposed to be doing. But yeah, yeah,
Did you obviously growing up, I I doubt that this is what you had planned for
right,
yourself. Did you
yeah,
like have like maybe you wanted to be an artist, like
yeah.
painter?
I
What
think it was
was it?
always art. I think it was
Art?
drawing first, but I have a weird relationship with drawing. Like I have no connection
Hmm.
outside of making like things look cool to me.
Yeah,
But like where everything really sits is like music. Like honestly, I think I said it in one episode, like I'm in a relationship with like music. Like I love it so much. It's like
I like that.
weird sometimes. Um, but yeah, everything kind of comes back to that. And like I only started the podcast because I was editing so much music that I was like, I could edit vocals. That shouldn't be hard to like
Yeah,
turn this up a little bit, take the white noise out a little bit. So I was like, I
yeah,
could do this, and then it just started kind of rumbling. And that's another reason why I keep interviewing like musicians, because um I'm always like inward, like I'm not that, I don't go out much, all that stuff. So I'm
yeah,
like curious about people who perform in front of people who are going crazy, who are touring different states and stuff. So like
yeah.
that's where it all is coming from right now, at least. But yeah, yeah,
Damn. Then if that's the case, then I'm sure you'll never get bored, man. Like
yeah,
if you really love music, then you know.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
that's cool.
lifelong thing, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's oh, it's so good to like talk to somebody who's like
Yeah.
yeah, like I get you, like
Like level headed,
yeah.
you know.
Sometimes it's like oh yeah, like that's funny. Why do you think like that? Why are you
Yeah.
talking about overthinking and underthinking and trying to do everything in the world? Like that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, bro. That's literally. I haven't overthought in a while though.
Mm,
Um, and I think it's probably because of this. Because I'm so busy, man. I can't
yeah,
even like get
you're
in
on a
my own head, and I love it. And
yeah,
like I'm just in love with being a workaholic now.
yeah,
Like I don't give a shit. I'll do it
yeah,
just to not be in my own head. But yeah, it's awesome.
yeah, man.
Um,
When you were
yeah.
overthinking, were you productive at all?
No, that was
All
the
right.
thing. I wasn't at all. But a lot of the overthinking was just like unrealistic goals.
Mm,
Like shit, man. I hope I make $1 million. Like I couldn't sleep.
right,
I couldn't sleep. I was just like, I
right,
wish I could. I hope I get a mansion. I wasn't doing anything. It was like
right,
those fake manifestation
right,
thing,
right.
where it's like, yeah, you get the gist of it. I was
Yeah,
just, you know, being an idiot. But yeah, now I'm just like, I have like realistic goals. Like, it's more like, I think maybe, like I set goals like two
right,
years, hopefully, channel's all right.
right.
Shit
Yeah,
like that. Just, I don't know.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
But
know. I don't know what. I feel like the art, like an artist and overthinking, are so tied together
yeah.
because I think it's so close to like overanalyzing or analyzing
Mhm.
things in general, which I feel like is important to like be aware of what you make and how it's affecting others and how it's going out into the world.
Yeah.
But I think it is so easy to slip into that like devaluing yourself because something's
Yeah.
not going right, or like you said, working for something or not working for something rather, and expecting to be like I'm gonna go famous, I'm gonna go viral,
Yeah, exactly.
and it's just like things aren't adding up to like
Yeah.
support that claim. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, man, I feel like I'm just so comfortable with myself now that I can self-deprecate and
yeah,
I just don't care. I
yeah,
just don't care because I'm on the internet and
right,
it just doesn't matter. But honestly, if you were to do your shit IRL, man, I feel like you learn a lot because there's a lot that you don't get to see, like body
exactly,
language. You got to catch that up. You almost become like I feel like I'm almost like an unlicensed psychologist in
yeah,
a way because you
yeah,
have to pick up on that shit. When
right,
someone maybe tweaks their shoulder in a way that it's like, oh, they don't want you to go down that
right,
lane of conversation.
right,
You have to catch that. You have to be super attentive.
right,
And even the prior one, when they made me smoke, I
yeah,
didn't want to get high that day, but
yeah,
fuck it,
yeah,
I did it, and it took us down a awesome route. And I did,
yeah,
you just have to find a balance, bro. Like,
yeah.
so yeah, man. Honestly, I'd love to see you out on the street doing some shit.
That's the
It's
plan,
nerve
man.
wracking, but
Yeah. When I get out, I'm gonna have to have you. I'm gonna get on your channel. I'm gonna have to be have that in
Yeah,
person interview.
we
Yeah,
have
man.
to. Yeah,
It is a whole other beast.
yeah. It's a whole another ball game, bro.
Yeah,
Getting looks from people on the street,
yeah,
which we only did once with the prior one. I'd love to do another one because I felt like Kat told me it felt like a fucking movie almost.
yeah.
Like had the cameraman, we're going around
Right.
Miami,
Yeah, that was crazy,
and
and it
just
kind of sat there on that. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's probably my favorite.
yeah.
Like I guess creative wise favorite
Mm,
video, but
mm,
my hands down, it'll probably forever be my favorite.
mm.
Probably the Malcolm one, just
Yeah,
because that video helped me out so much.
yeah, man.
I learned he gave me the answers that I had to hear, like,
Right.
and I don't think he realized that, but I watched that video a lot, and it was like, okay,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. I think today was the
yeah,
second time I watched that one too. But
yeah,
like y'all were just like it's different from interviewing somebody and like taking a long time to get to that place because
yeah,
y'all already were at that place at the beginning. Y'all were like,
exactly,
I'm gonna be patient with you. Like this is a
yeah.
conversation,
I
and
told
then
him from the get go, man. I'm like, look, man, I have to have this conversation with you on camera,
yeah,
and he was with it, and that was just it. Like,
yeah,
that's probably the
but
most fluent podcast I've done.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just,
It
yeah,
it it's so good when because sometimes some of the homies like don't video well or they don't like podcast well. Like
yeah.
y'all have great conversations and they get on the thing and it's like they're just nervous about coming off a certain way or
I gotta tell you something about that,
yeah,
man. Like, I'm sure you have a lot of friends, right?
yeah,
You have like a
yeah,
good amount of friends.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, man. You have to realize, like I would mention that to my friends and I'd be, hey, man, it'd be cool to get you on the podcast. Sure,
yeah.
he'd be like, yeah, and kind of sigh after. You have to pick up on that. You can't really force them, bro, because
Right, right.
some of them don't really. They don't get what you're doing. They don't. They
Yeah.
don't get or they don't give a shit what you're doing, which
Right.
is fine. You
Right.
know, I don't fault anybody,
Right.
but you have to catch up on that, bro. Like, so I have a friend that we're probably never gonna do a video together, just because
Yeah.
I can just tell that he just doesn't care.
Right.
Like, it
Right.
realistically he doesn't. But hey, man,
Yeah. But I think
you know,
with those people sometimes like I hold like sometimes I get caught up when I'm talking to somebody, I'm like, damn, I should get them on the podcast because they kinda spitting. And I have to catch
sometimes,
myself.
yeah, yeah,
I gotta catch myself because sometimes I'm like, I'm taking myself out of this moment thinking about something else. Cause then I'm
yeah,
missing the whole beauty of this conversation we're having.
yeah. That's what it
Trying
is about being a content creator too, bro.
Yeah,
Like, you always have always brainstorming something.
yeah,
But it has to be that way because a lot of what both of us do, a lot of the questions come from experience, real life
right,
experience. So like if you're having a conversation with somebody and something just clicks in your
yeah,
head, you're like, okay, I have to use that.
right,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah, it's a whirlwind. I hope it doesn't get to a point where I'm like, I know I'm never gonna air anybody's business out,
Yeah, yeah,
but and I always like I said before we start like I always started off saying like if I mention anything, just tell me, like
yeah.
I won't push it anymore. I'll move
Same,
on.
same.
But like I feel like there's gonna be one day where it happens, and then I'm gonna just have to kind of live in that. I think I get thrown off so easily by stuff when I'm having a
Yeah.
conversation because like I've worked so hard to not think about talking to talk the
Mhm.
way I talk. Um,
Damn, that's just some super self-aware shit what you just said right there.
it's so like the last
Yeah,
episode I did with this dude, and I started it out, and I was so nervous about saying his name because I'm like I'm really bad with like pronouncing names for some reason.
yeah.
So I started it, said his name wrong, threw me off so bad.
Damn,
Then I was like, oh I got a cough. I was like my throat was messing me up. Cap. And
damn.
I was like my
That's
throat.
probably the worst way to do it,
And then
man.
I was like, all right. And I came
Yeah,
back and I was like, okay. And then I had to like refocus. And then luckily I had practiced how to start the sentence. So it's like a lot of work of me like
yeah.
overdoing things in my head so I can be like, all right, this is cool, bum 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 bum. But yeah, it's a whole lot of stuff, but I'm glad
do
it's
you improvise your questions or you
sometimes
have them? Yeah.
usually like I usually write like 20 or 30 questions.
Damn.
And then by the time I get to like the 30th one, I'm like, all right, I got a conversation in my head. So it's like
Damn.
the first one, but like I just like to do that because if I
No,
don't,
that's fire. Cause I don't. I don't write any of it down. I just go in there and I'm like,
Yeah,
hopefully, because like I feel like as a podcaster, as you and
yeah,
me, we both have control.
right,
I
right,
can steer the wheel wherever I want. You
right,
get me?
right,
And you could too. So that's what it
100%.
is.
Yeah,
So if like you get me, that's just I don't know. That's just the way I see it, and it also it relaxes me a lot more because if I have
right,
questions in front of me, I'm like, oh shit, did I hit this note? Did I?
exactly,
So it's just I just
exactly.
try and yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
it,
know.
it gets weird sometimes because there'll be certain things like, oh, I want to bring up their last project they did, or I want to bring up they mentioned a tweet
Yeah,
about their mom the other day. I want to see how she's doing or whatever.
yeah,
Most of the times I don't get to those questions, but usually it's better. Like I'll start with the first one, which is usually the most important one, and
hmm,
then by the second question, I'm like, all right, never mind, we're good. Like let's just be in the moment,
yeah.
um, and do all that. But yeah, this one I specifically wanted to like write like three questions only, so I was like, let's just have a conversation about stuff
Yeah,
if I'm not the in the
that
podcaster
yeah.
mode because I feel like you can get into that really easy. Like, hey, Ian Complex, da 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 da. Like, let's just hit these questions and not.
I love when I'm doing one of these things and I just
Yeah,
completely forget that I'm doing a podcast. Like it's the
yeah.
best, man.
That's you're like, damn, time went by quickly.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's
love that.
it's the greatest feeling, and I like when I tell people like, yo, it's gonna take 30 minutes. We're like, oh, it's 2 hours. We started recording for 2 hours. Like that's wild
Yeah,
to me. Yeah, it's yeah. Cause I think some people don't realize that a podcast is not a traditional interview or
exactly.
like a press thing because they're
Hmm.
used to the like this is da 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 when's the album coming out boom 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 but we're like
Yeah,
yo how's your family like what's going on with it
exactly. Yeah,
yeah
that's why I don't like to identify as an interviewer because then
yeah
like they're expecting me to just it to be all about them. No, it's about
right
you and me. You
exactly
know, that's how it's
exactly
supposed to be. You
exactly
know, and
yeah
yeah,
yeah
man, that's just this, and it's fine because not everybody's knowledge on that. You get me? Not
right
everybody. You know, not everybody knows that. Not everybody spends time on the internet like we do,
right
where it's like it's expected from us. Like, come on,
right
bro. You know, a podcast isn't just you; it's you and the person
yeah
with the mic.
right yeah yeah that,
Yeah.
it's always when you ask the question and they're like da 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 and then they kind of wait for you to ask the question again you're like
Nah, man. Like, talk back to me,
yeah
bro.
right
Exactly.
yeah yeah man it's kind of a very beautiful thing. I think were you like shy growing up or
In high school, I was very shy. I was
okay
super shy. Like, I was the guy in the back.
yeah
But I've always like since a kid, I wanted to be an actor. Like
ah
that was actually my little thing. I wanted to be an
okay okay
actor, and then I realized that maybe that's not for me because I'm just
mm,
not Mr. PC. Like
mm,
realistically, I'm not. I'm pretty like I can get controversial, and
mm,
I don't know. I just thought that it wasn't for me.
yeah
Again, not even though I'm not sure if I even would have made it, but that's
mm,
just what it is. And then I found this. Like I've been, and then, like one day I had a realization. I'm like, shit, I've been on YouTube since 2011. Are you fucking kidding me? I have all these
it's crazy
subscribers, and I just gonna let this channel die. So
yeah
I revived it. Somehow people clicked with it, and
yeah
just going with it. That's
yeah
it. Yeah,
that's the beautiful
but
thing about like getting to that point where you're doing stuff for you like we said like
yeah,
'cause then people see the authenticity and like all right cool like I'm down with this.
facts.
It's not too polished or too clean or
Hmm.
too perfect. It's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
this is cool.
I was trying to be PC at first though,
Mm,
because I was just scared, man. Like it's
yeah,
you're obviously scared when you try something new and you want
yeah,
to please
yeah,
as much people as you can and grab as much of an audience as you can. But now I
yeah,
just don't care. Like just
yeah, yeah,
accept me how I am,
yeah.
and if you fuck with it, then you fuck with it. You
Right.
know.
You would have never got that stripper story if he was being PC.
Exactly.
We gotta,
Yeah. I'd have
we
been
gotta.
going around it like, hey, how about if you had a friend that
Right.
maybe it's like, nah, man, it's me, bro.
Right. This is the
Yeah.
honesty, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I can't tell you how hard that happened because when I first started doing, it was just like a radio show. So the
Yeah.
main emphasis was the music.
Hmm.
Um, and then I wasn't putting music with like curse words in it because I was like like
Yeah.
some of my family like Christian. What if they hear it? Then they're gonna be and I'm like not with it. And then I remember like the first day or like the first episode, it was somebody who used to go to school with me,
Yeah,
and he just kept saying "fuck" on the episode, and I was like, well, maybe this isn't too bad. I was like, maybe I'll be fine. Like this is good.
yeah,
And yeah, I put it out, and nobody said anything, and I was like, okay, bet we're good. We're gonna
yeah,
keep
yeah,
letting it roll.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's fire, man.
yeah. Has like anybody like said anything? As anybody? Oh, look, it's the podcaster. Like any of your old homies or like?
um, Fortunately, man, I don't have a lot of friends.
Okay,
So, and I say that again, fortunately, I don't,
yeah,
because
yeah,
honestly, I think it'd suck if I had too many people around me trying to involve themselves in what I'm doing.
right,
And I just like that. I have like four friends, bro,
yeah,
and that's it. And two of them really fuck with what I do, and the other they'll watch here and there, and that's fine too. That's it.
right,
I just have to suck it up,
right,
even though it
yeah,
kind of hurts because
yeah,
they're close people. But
yeah,
hey,
yeah,
man, this is what I do, and well, they watch sometimes, so
yeah.
it's
That's
cool.
what
That's
counts.
good
Yeah,
enough. Yeah,
sometimes count. Yeah, they
yeah,
still checking in with you. Like, how you good? You good?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, man. Dang, man, this is good. This is I'm I'm glad we did this, bro. This is cool.
yeah, man. I know from a podcaster POV, bro. So I had to give you.
Right.
I know you want to hear, of
Yeah, bro. I
course.
knew from like we were on that live. Shout out to Kira. We were on that
Yeah,
live,
so
and
smooth, such a smooth life.
and I was I was talking about. I remember this moment because it made me be like, I want to get you on an episode.
Yeah,
I was like, it was like 30 minutes in, and we were like
yeah.
kind of trying to figure it out. And I was like, all right, we're in the pocket now. And you were like, oh, I like that. And I was like, all right, yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, all right, I see you, I see you.
I like that. I haven't forgot about the podcast.
Yeah,
That's a nice way to put that, man.
yeah. I don't know
Yeah,
where I first like started saying that. I think it was from a comedy podcast, but
yeah,
they were like always talking about how like when they're in the room and people are still talking in the back and like
yeah,
da da da, and then you're like 10 minutes into your set, and then you have everybody's attention, and then you can either be like make it aware, like all right, glad I got y'all attention, or just keep moving in the pocket and
yeah.
then deliver that set. Um,
Facts.
yeah, sometimes you just got to keep rolling and then hope
Yeah,
it
yeah.
works out.
True.
Yeah, man. Mm.
Um, I don't know. Do you have anything like you're looking forward to right now, like
Like
projects, hoping on
like
starting or
in general, or like projects, life.
life too? Yeah,
I'm trying to get outside, bro. I want to get outside so bad. I feel like so many things are passing me by right now,
yeah,
and I know what's for me is for me, like when I need to
yeah.
have it. But I feel like the community, like the Miami Broward scene, is like growing so much,
Hmm.
and I feel like I'm still doing everything from behind the camera. So it feels a little like it's necessary because I can't do certain things right now.
Yeah, yeah,
But it still feels like I wanna dap you up. I wanna dap Malcolm up. I wanna
yeah,
go
yeah,
to like the events and see
yeah,
everybody like just doing different stuff. So that's my goal for like the next month, the new year, or whatever. I just need to kind of
yeah. Integrate yourself into the
yeah
community.
more into the yeah more into the people. Yeah. What about you? You got anything you looking forward to or?
I really wanna. I said this a while ago, but I'm hoping to get an exorcist on the on the
Mm,
as one of the podcasts and just dive into religion. I guess
yeah.
not that I used to struggle. Like
Right.
maybe I'm religious, but now I'm just living life, and
Yeah.
maybe who the fuck knows? Maybe he can change my mind or give me some
Right.
perspective. I'm hoping to also hope. I
Yeah.
think maybe next week or the
Yeah.
week after. I'm hoping to hit the hood. Like,
Yeah.
and I have a buddy who's like really trying to be a rapper, and he's still
Yeah.
living that. And he's also a construction worker.
Damn. Yeah.
So it'd be sick to, I guess, get his hindsight on that.
Right. Right.
So,
How do you go about booking these people? Like you're just like, hey,
um, so the dominatrix one, man, I
yeah,
had to send out at least 40 emails and
damn,
5 text messages.
wow,
Oh, funny enough, I have another dominatrix who wants to do one that I apparently my email slipped into her spam, but
Uh,
I don't know if I want to do it because I don't like sequels. You know,
yeah, yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
sequels don't work very well
Right,
sometimes, and I
yeah.
also don't like milking shit, and
Right,
that's
right,
what
right.
you get me. I don't want to be known as a dominatrix guy.
Dominatrix interview.
Exactly.
Dominatrix podcast. Yeah,
Yeah. So I told her, yeah, but we'll see.
yeah,
Honestly, wait, what is it? What day is today? Oh, December 1st. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. Maybe
yeah,
I'll say no.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
That's really interesting. Get the Exorcist on there.
yeah,
That is a crazy.
yeah,
That is
exactly.
a crazy. Yes, dude. That is insane.
Either Exorcist or Pope, just one of those
Yeah,
two. I feel like they go on a fucking rant.
yeah. They have a lot to say. That's what I like about
Yeah.
that platform. Just like knowledgeable people.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Where's the bargain?
At the swap shop.
At the swap shop.
At the swap shop.
Where's the bargain?
At the swap shop.
At the swap shop.
At the swap shop.
Where's the fun?
At the swap shop. At the swap shop.
At the swap shop.
At the swap shop.
You'll save a lot when you stop at the swap shop.
At the T-Bird Swap Shop in Fort Lauderdale, the Delray Swap, and the Riviera Beach Swap. Come on out and have some fun.
I'm back.
We're back.
So I
Um,
don't know. Is there anything else you want to talk about, or
I don't know, bro. I'm trying to stay in your world and not make this too long.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like keep it short and sweet and like everything good.
yeah,
But yeah, dude. If you like, where do you see yourself and the show in like the next 4 months?
4 months?
Yeah.
Hoping to at least hit in 4 months 230 subs, 220 subs. You gotta make milestones, man. I
Right,
realize
right.
that, but I don't know. Just hoping to keep expanding. I really don't know what I'll be doing in the next 4 months. I don't know who I'll be getting. Maybe a water park employee, like you
Yeah.
see, like just something super random that like
Yeah.
you wouldn't think about.
Right.
And I want to get a mechanic. I just want to keep getting regular people
Yeah.
and
Fire, man.
putting the spotlight on them.
Right. Yeah.
Who knows?
People don't hear from them, man. It's super
Yeah.
essential, bro. But yeah, thank you for coming on. Thank you for having a podcast conversation on a podcast. That was amazing.
Yeah, of
Hope-
course, man.
I want like every other podcaster just like to watch this video and be like, yeah, I like them. Like I like this. This is good.
Exactly.
Do
Yeah.
you like what are your socials so people can find you?
Honestly, just YouTube and Instagram. I don't want people following me on Twitter because it gets pretty sad in there
Yeah,
sometimes, you know.
I'd be scared. I'd be like, don't look at my likes, please.
Yeah. Not even likes, man. Sometimes I'll say some crazy shit, like just something in my head, like
Right.
something very sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, Instagram, YouTube, it's the same thing. WinRaRR.
All right, bet. All right,
Yeah.
y'all. So hope y'all had a good time this episode. If you
Yeah.
at home, if you at work, stop procrastinating, get after your dreams. They're waiting for you to grab them.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good night. Da, da, da.